All right, here's the question of the week. Will the 49ers beat the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football? Opening background, 49ers are favored in this game by 8 points. And right here, you can see why. That's a whole heck of a lot of red. And remember, red is bad, blue is good. The Cardinals' DVOA profile across the board is poor. They're 4-6. Their offense has been even worse than their defense, which has regressed this year. Remember last season, the Cardinals finished the season 11-6, and then they went and got their asses kicked by the Rams at SoFi in the wild card round. They were leaking oil, the Cardinals were, by the end of the season, but at least they started the season strong, and that was because they were a two-way team while they're on that red-hot start. I think it was 5 or 6-0 at the start of the season for the Arizona Cardinals before they finally lost. And this year, nothing like that efficiency-wise. Defense drops down to number 21. Offense, we've already seen a heated confrontation between Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury on the sideline. DVOA of that unit is number 28. Special teams not good either, number 22. Overall, that means there are only a handful of teams worse than the Cardinals. They rank number 29 overall DVOA. The only slightly above average phase of the game for the Cardinals has been run defense. Zach Allen, he's a good defensive end, kind of a hybrid type player. He's got 280 pounds on him. He's led this team in run stops, which is efficient stops in the run game. Based on down and distance, there's going to always be an efficient line to gain, and Zach Allen has 17 of those run stops this season, so he's done a good job. They obviously have J.J. Watt, but he's past his prime up front. It is interesting to me, though, that the Cardinals' strongest suit so far this year has been run defense, and it just lends itself more to the 49ers needing to pass to set up the run, because you know that everybody that they play wants to sell out to stop that run to some degree, right? Because they don't want the 49ers to control game tempo and run it down their throats with impunity. But the 49ers have been a better pass offense this year than rushing offense, and I think that might have to be the case again in this game against the Arizona Cardinals. But the overarching point here is that Arizona is not a good team. They're not a good team. And we talk about different holes on defense. Well, the pass defense specifically has holes, especially against tight ends. The Cardinals have given up 73.6 receiving yards to tight ends per game, which is the worst mark in the NFL. They also have the worst yards after the catch defense in the NFL. They're giving up the most yak per reception in the league, and the 49ers lead the league in yak per reception. So those two stats combined, I'm thinking about the tight end stat and the yak stat. I'm thinking about George Kittle in 2019 catching the slant, stiff-arming Budda Baker and running into the end zone. And Budda Baker actually has 11 missed tackles this year, so he's been struggling this season as well. I mean, you could tell. Look at the defensive metrics. There's a whole lot of red there for Arizona. If there's one spot where the Cardinals are good, where Budda has done a good job for this defense, and Zach Allen has done a good job for this defense. I mentioned his, run stop rate up there along the line of scrimmage. It is stopping the run when they absolutely know it's coming. The Cardinals rank top 5 in power success rate and top 5 in stuff rate on defense. So that's their success on 3rd and 4th and short when the other team tries to run the ball. They're actually ranked top 5 there. That's helped them be up here at number 16 total run defense, but open field yards, all that other stuff, below average for this Cardinals team. So it's important for the 49ers to take advantage of a defense that I think, the 49ers offense is better than. And we talk about needing to finish in the red zone if you're the 49ers. Well, that obviously is a key this week. That's a key all the time, but I do think that this could be a 30-plus point effort for the 49ers. Stopping the Cardinals offense, other side of the ball, it starts with, and may even end with, tackling well from your defensive backfield. Cardinals are going to spread it out. DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, A.J. Green, Kyler Murray, or Colt McCoy, whatever the hell happens between now and Monday on the injury front with Kyler Murray dealing with that hamstring issue. They're going to run the air raid with Cliff Kingsbury. They're going to try to run the football too. Last year we saw, Benjamin stampede over 49ers quarterback Drake Kirkpatrick. It's key that the defensive backs tackle against the air raid because the Cardinals are going to be all over the field. That is the scheme, right? The scheme is to get that ball out into space, make defensive backs make plays. And the 49ers really, really need Charvarius Ward to make a lot of plays, not only in the pass game, but in the run game. And his fellow DBs need to do that as well. Just remember the 2020 season opener, 14 catches, 151 yards for DeAndre Hopkins, absolutely roasted the 49ers. So you do need quality DB play to get it done against this Arizona Cardinals football team. And I mentioned it already a couple times this year. Charvarius Ward is the number one rated defensive back against the run in the entire NFL, and that should come in handy for the 49ers. And finally, let's monitor, just the setting. Mexico City, 7,500 feet. Here's Alfredo Gutierrez, 49ers International Pathway Program player from Tijuana, Mexico. Will he lead the team out? He can't play because he has a roster exemption, which means he can't be activated. Aaron Donkor, the Seahawks German player, faced the same issue last week in Munich, but Donkor was able to lead the Seahawks out. He carried the flag out in that roaring stadium over in Munich. So maybe Alfredo Gutierrez gets to do something similar in Estadio Azteca at nearly 7,500 feet. And we're going to monitor that altitude effect. The 49ers obviously trained for it in Colorado Springs at over 6,000 feet this week. The Cardinals didn't do anything different. Think they might pay for that. We'll see if they do, but let's monitor how gassed teams are getting. See if the 49ers try to run some tempo to get the Cardinals tired. I don't think it'll be tempo for the 49ers. I actually think that they're just going to try to control the ball. Control the ball, first downs, convert on third downs like they did last week. And look, the Cardinals aren't good. And if the Cardinals are not a good team, that means the 49ers should be able to win the arm wrestling match and then leverage the big time advantage they should have as far as air and wind oxygen goes, because they have been up at altitude for a few days. But we'll see. The Cardinals are doing the surgical strike. They're flying in, flying out. The altitude shock strategy for the Cardinals. There's two schools of thought. You could go just for the game and hope for the best, or you could, go a little bit early. And they recommend 2 weeks early, but the 49ers didn't have 2 weeks to spend at the Air Force Academy. They only had a few days to spend, but their sports science people say that it should help them a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, the question was, will the 49ers beat the Cardinals in Mexico City? The answer to that is yes, they're going to beat the Cardinals in Mexico City. So I hope that answers every burning query that you had entering this. We'll talk to you all soon. 49ers, Cardinals coming up on Monday Night Football. Thanks for watching.